Okay, welcome to the lighter side of the dark side. It's your weekly freak show here on Renegade Radio and YouTube, Spotify, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Apple, wherever you listen to us. It's a Dark Mark show. I'm Dark Mark, the goth comedian, back again. Sorry we weren't on last week. It's a long story, and it involves green jello, and I'm sure we'll have an answer to that story in a couple of weeks. But right now, she's back. We just after a whirlwind vacation, we have everybody's favorite horror writer, Nicole Six. Hi,
Hey,
Nicole.
have a good, however,
That's your cue, Nicole.
I know that. Hi, everybody.
It's been too long. We skip a week and you lose the whole train of thought, huh, Nicole?
Kind of like that, yeah. It was a pretty nice vacation, but it was definitely a mind bender. A lot of weed.
Ah, okay. I was wondering. Yeah, I know that you went on the vacation. Well, that explains a lot. And you came back on a good show. I hope you're awake because we have one of my favorite people, one of my favorite comedians. We've met a few times, and then we really got to hang out and know each other at the Portland Comedy Festival, where she was in the finals. And she's wonderful. She hasn't been doing comedy as long as I thought because her skill level is really high, and I kind of see where she says she started and where she really started. I kind of know where the real line is, but she's wonderful. And the newly, yeah, because I'm going to change my stage name to Reverend Dark Mark. Now we have Ashleigh Rose.
Ashleigh Rose.
I knew I was going to do that. I knew I was going to do that. And you're going to hear Ashleigh Rose a lot now that you changed your name. It's Ashleigh Rose.
Yeah, I put the accent on the E, and I already knew when I signed up for it, but the thing is, like, it came to me. I was at my pop's house in his basement in Michigan, right outside Detroit. And it was like synchronicity came together. It was like I was looking at something of my grandma's that someone had made that said Rose. I heard Rose on a song, and then my stepsister said Rose all at the same time. And I was like, it's going to be Rose. And I just went with it. Like, that's literally what happened.
That's a great name.
It's good.
Thank you.
I'm glad they didn't all say Roseanne. You might be in trouble. But Ashleigh Rose, that's a good one.
It could have happened.
And before we get started, I got to get the sponsors really quick. We are still sponsored by Audible. It's Mother's Day, which is why I had Ashley on the show. So I was thinking, who is the most entertaining mother I know? And she is. And but you're thinking of what should you get your mother for Mother's Day? I was pondering this myself because I don't know what to get her. I don't know. She seems to have everything, and then she's always buying me stuff and sending me packages. What can I get her? Get her a subscription and a free audiobook to Audible. We have a link. Go to audibletrial.com/DMS. Audibletrial.com/DMS. You get one free book. You have access to hundreds of Audible originals, and you get a 30-day trial at Audible. She can cancel the next day, keep the book, and listen to the book. That's a free gift. Or she could, you can pay for it, or she can pay for it. You get deep discounts if you stick around with it. And Audible has everything from Shakespeare to smut. They have books on comedy. They have books on mothers. They have books on rosé. They have books on everything. So treat your mother this Mother's Day. Go to audibletrial.com/DMS. Nicole, I was telling Ashley I was listening to her on a podcast, our friend comedian Karina Reyes, and they were just talking about food the whole time.
Really?
Food, how great the Popeyes chicken sandwich was, fast food. You don't like Tommy Burger, you like Fat Burger. And Karina said, geez, I really should get a restaurant to sponsor my podcast. We have a restaurant that sponsors our podcast, not just any restaurant, because I know. Right, Nicole?
I was going to say, yes, we do.
Nicole, you know who's lactose intolerant? Ashleigh Rose.
Okay. I was all, should I know?
We are sponsored by Doomy's Home
My
Cooking.
aunt is also lactose intolerant, so I understand.
So is my father, but he's not on the show. So, but what Doomy's Home Cooking is the best vegan food you've ever had. Nicole can vouch for this. I can vouch for this. Ashley, I know lactose intolerant. You want to eat nachos, you can't.
That's true.
Unless you go to Doomy's Home Cooking on 1253 Vine Street, corner of Fountain and Vine. Their nachos were voted one of the 10 best nachos in LA by the LA Weekly. The only one without meat.
I'm ordering right now.
You should, because and now that they have indoor dining, I think they've got everything open. I know they have a tent outside. Last time we were there, you guys were. I heard you guys going on and on about the Popeye's chicken sandwich. You know what's better than that? Doomy's vegan chicken cordon bleu sandwich. It is delicious. They have pulled pork sandwiches. They have shrimp po' boys. They got everything. They've got biggest flautas I've ever seen. 1253 Vine Street if you're in Los Angeles. Corner of Fountain and Vine, right by where the M Bar used to be. Go to Doomy's in Culver City and also in Toronto, Canada. Doomies. And the ambiance in there is very God.
I love it.
You trust me. If you haven't gone, we got to go. And I think I'm overdue for a Doomy's trip myself.
I was just thinking we should go try their Mexican Doomies.
Let's go.
I've had their Mexican Doomies. The biggest flautas I've ever had. Amazing. The chili rellenos, the burritos are just amazing.
They have chilaquiles?
Yes, they have everything. And the cheese is a closely guarded secret. Nicole, tell her about the vegan nacho cheese.
It tastes pretty much just like regular cheese, but it's not. It's vegan.
The ranch dressing is under lock and key. It's such a closely guarded secret.
The
And
ranch
they have
really tastes like ranch. Like they must have used just the exact same seasonings as ranch.
this is turning into Karina's podcast. They have desserts by Das Baker, just terrific chocolate, Oreos, all sorts of stuff. The creme brulee, vegan creme brulee.
We're gonna have to make a date for this.
Right. I recall one day I was there with Nicole, my former co-host Josie Cat, Ross Jeffries, the pickup artist, was picking up at both of them, getting nowhere, and we had the creme brulee. We all split it. It was delicious. Anyway, fond memory. I got to get this to keep up with you, Ashley, because I know you're naturally energetic. You're an athlete. We are sponsored by the best energy drink ever, and I've tried them all. I tried Steven Seagal's. I've tried Rockstar, Monster, Red Bull, every one of them. This is the best. Raze energy drink, RAZE energy drink, the best. We have a code in a link in our description on your podcast catchers and YouTube. You can get 15% off a case, like I just did. Galaxy Burst, delicious. Tastes kind of like Fruit Loops. It's very fruity, very delicious. They have all sorts of flavors, and the best part, 0 calories,
Ooh.
0 carbs, 0 crash. Maybe if I talk into it, they'll make a rosé flavor.
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes. That's what I was like writing that down. I was like, you know what?
Yes.
I like this energy drink. We need to get a new flavor.
Oh, they've got great flavors. Baja Blast. Don't get me started. But
Call it Rose MILF.
Rosé MILF. Do you consider yourself a MILF? I guess you are.
Yeah, I'm definitely a MILF. Like, I probably didn't consider myself as much a MILF before, this divorce, etc. But now, yes, I'm owning it. Please.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Now this is your name changes from Ashley Shapiro to Ashleigh Rose. Shapiro was your husband, and I'm sure that even Shapiro probably caused a little confusion every now and then when you would walk into a comedy club. You're expecting some old Jewish woman, and you would walk in.
That's true. Never caused me confusion. I always looked in the mirror and saw myself. But yeah, it did. It was actually really fun because I got to watch people like just literally look around like, wait, no, we're looking for Ashley Shapiro. But to be honest, I used to get that for my first name too. Like the other day I was doing a show and we were looking at the list and this guy's like, are you Kiki? I was like, I am not Kiki, sir. Okay. Yeah. But nothing's wrong with Kiki, but damn.
There's 2 people that haven't crossed off. It's either Ashley or Nene. You must be Nene. No, I'm Ashley, right?
So, you got to have a sense of humor in this game. I don't mind. Every chapter is good, right? You learn some, you lose some, you gain some.
Tell Nicole where Ashley came from and why it's spelled differently.
I wish we had my mom. Actually, so my mom's birthing me, and apparently she must have been watching Young and the Restless because that was her favorite soap opera, and she loved Ashley Abbott. Okay, and she literally named me after her, and apparently that's how she spelled her name in the credits was Ashleigh, which happens to be the feminine version of Ashley, the English way instead of Ley, which is usually the masculine. TMI.
Good to know. Very good to know.
So you're young, you're restless, and you're classy.
I am.
Yeah. I can attest to all of that. Yeah. So it's it now I was going through everything. Now you grew up in kind of had a dual. You were going back and forth between Sacramento and Detroit.
Yep.
Which explains a lot, but also it's a bit of a dichotomy, isn't it?
Wait, it explains my personality or what?
It's a little bit.
Okay.
It's a little Northern California and a little 8 Mile.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Oh, I love it.
I know. I drove to Detroit once and I drove very fast.
And as you should. But no, honestly, like back in the day, Detroit was just like honestly like any American city outside of like the big metropolitan cities. And like, you know, growing up as a bastard child, you know, I definitely was happy I could like go to both because my parents never got married. They were, you know, and in the 90s, you know, everybody wanted to brag about their parents being together, you know, because that's when divorces were starting like boom, boom, boom. And I was like, boom, they never got divorced because they never got married.
Did people brag about their parents being together?
Oh yeah, it was a big thing. Remember, that's where latchkey kids came from, watching TV, you know, like moms were working more and you know, well, I know in Sac and in Detroit for sure, there was definitely like a big shift in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah.
But
it was cool.
you know, I'm a little older than you, but or maybe not, I don't know. Who knows? But I think I am. But even then, I was the only one in the school that their parents were still together.
See?
Everybody else was divorced. And I was jealous because the dads would buy the kids video games and all that stuff. I'd be like, Dad, can I get a video game? No, I got to support your mom and your sister. I can't buy that crap.
That's true. That's true. Where did you grow up?
All over the country, everywhere from New York, Florida, Colorado, San Diego. San Diego is where I went to high school and college.
Okay.
But I've never, I don't know Sacramento that well. I don't think I've ever been there actually.
I mean,
tell me about it.
Well, it's Sacktown. It's actually the capital of California. A lot of people don't know. It's a town. We're basically a town. You know, we got cows. People go cow tipping in high school. We have the Kings. You know, everybody knows everybody. It's one of those places where you go somewhere and you're gonna know someone's gonna talk to you. People talk here. Like in LA, you can kind of just sit there on your phone. No, someone will literally be like, "Excuse me, how you doing? How's it going?" You know, and it's kind of nice.
I've been in LA too long. That's all. Nobody bothers anybody. Nobody wants to talk to anybody. Like when the COVID hit, there was no transition whatsoever. Nobody was communicating anyway. So.
Oh.
You know.
Well, you know, when I moved actually to LA, like, hold on, Lenny. When I moved to LA, it was actually like a big thing because I was going to college and I was on campus, like saying hi to everybody, like, hi, like, and I was like, Mom, they don't like me down here. Dad, I don't know. My mom's solution was like, you know, just don't wave to the people. Maybe they're not happy down there. My dad's solution was like, remember I taught you how to make a daiquiri? Maybe, you know, start making some, sharing, you know, like it's like invite people over. two different ideologies to life. So, you know,
that's the Detroit way.
Right. Basically, he's now
Detroit
upgraded to a tequila sunrise, by the way. That's my pop's drink. I think one day I'm going to show people how to make a perfect tequila sunrise.
What's in a tequila sunrise? I don't even know.
Okay, Nicole, do you know?
Tequila, I'm assuming.
I believe it's tequila, orange juice, and cranberry juice, or is it cherry?
So it's grenadine.
Grenadine, yep. So,
and then you add a cherry if you're bougie, and you want to get.
We are, all three of us.
Exactly, and then you want to get the tequila, not gold, silver, the one that's white.
Right.
And
So
yeah.
Patron Silver.
Yes, exactly. Because you don't want a hangover. We don't want that. And yeah, and then you just stir it up and get that OJ and call it a day. But in LA, we're gonna make fresh, throw a little what is that in there? A little drop. Your energy drink, Raze.
Oh, the Raze energy drink. Yes, we gotta.
And we just do a little, just a little bit and call it a day. We call it the Tequila Sunrise Remix.
There you go. Yeah, you can't have the same drink at every club. So were you in Detroit? Were you as friendly in Detroit, going up to everybody? Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. And
I mean, Detroit is already kind of like that. Like, people speak. I mean, they may not be smiling, but it's like, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you. Good looking. Like, this is just normal Midwestern. I feel like people talk at the gas station. They hold doors,
because this is a city that spawned Ted Nugent's, Eminem, Insane Cloud Posse, some weird people.
Like some classics.
They're all classics, but they're a little off kilter.
I mean, how do you make it in Hollywood if you aren't?
That's been my dream. But you're not off kilter.
No, but I mean, I also don't have a camera on me 24/7, right? There's definitely something,
And so when did the hairstyle start?
Which hairstyle?
That's the first thing that I think pops in everybody's mind when they see you. Did you ever straighten your hair? It's always been like this.
Dang. Well, when I came into this world through my mom's pussy canal, this is what I had. It was actually.
That's what she had too.
No, mom. My mom definitely did. We don't have the same hair at all. My mom's hair is more fine and straight.
Okay, I was doing your mother's pussy joke.
He was making an inappropriate joke.
Yeah. Mother's pubic hair joke, which totally bombed, but okay.
I was like, no, my mom's hair. I've seen it. No, no, but
I have Nicole here as a non-comedic observer, and if she's not laughing, it's not funny.
I love it. I'm gonna be throwing some bits that way. No, I've always worn my hair like this because I did sports, and so it was very rare that I would straighten my hair. Also, I've never been a hair person. Like, my mom would do my hair. My mom's to this day buys me hair products. Like, she'll be like, I got you some new shampoo, some conditioner. You need to do a hot oil stream. Like, she's one of those moms.
Right.
But as far as the fro, like, I just don't have time to be worried. Now, I personally will not straighten my hair. I don't have time, and I don't think I'm good at it, But I think I should start maybe once a year. I should do it, and maybe someone can trim my ends.
I don't know. You tell me. It's your hair.
It was cool. Like, I think it's a really cool look.
Thank you. It's the low maintenance as a Black woman. Like, I'm like, you know what? Just do you, boo. And honestly, I've had a lot of women, and this wasn't something I planned, but I have had a lot of women come up to me and be like, I'm going to start wearing my hair naturally because of you. And like, by no means am I a poster child for wearing your afro or whatever it is, but I have had my hair like this through corporate life, through all that. You know what I'm saying? So
you didn't see Halle Berry's fiasco over hairstyle at the Oscars and say, maybe I should try that.
That would be amazing. Oh my goodness. Like, I would love to see her get out.
Did you see that, Nicole?
Huh?
Did you see that, Nicole, Halle Berry's hair?
No, I didn't. Describe it.
Pull it up, because we don't know what I don't know what.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? She had like a bob thing on her head, and it just didn't quite work out.
Huh.
Like a kind of a flapper, like a flapper straight bob sort of.
Ooh, like the 20s?
It
like
didn't work out. Sort of like that, yeah. But it
Oh.
didn't. And Halle Berry's beautiful, but it just did not go with her face.
But she's one of those women. I honestly am. She can wear anything. That woman can wear.
Agreed. Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Oh, where do you see this? I don't know, but I've dated enough. I dated enough Black women to know how important hair is and how that is something that.
Mark wanted to let us know. He's
no,
like,
people. Oh, here it is. Okay, look at this. No, I'm just saying.
Let me see.
Oh yeah, it's let's see here. No, my ex-girlfriend had burns on her neck because she would try to straighten her hair, like when she was a kid.
Oh, are you sure it's from straightening?
There's nothing next to this. Look at this.
Oh,
That's not too terrible.
It's
I
not
get what
good.
you're saying. It's I
It's
get
a,
what you're saying.
it's no. I
I think it's
I
a
didn't think Halle Berry could look bad, and then I saw that, and I was like, it just doesn't fit her. It doesn't fit her face.
I think it's a wig.
I'm sure it is, but
Yeah.
it's not good.
Well, at least she didn't commit to it, is what we're saying.
I don't know, but good for her. But no, and now you give me shit for talking about my interracial relationships. Have you always dated interracially?
I don't think I've ever had a conscious decision to do anything. Like, if you ask my family, they've always said, like, Ashleigh's gonna date who she wants to, and she's gonna do what she wants to. She's gonna live where she wants to. Like, I've always been that. Not to mention that, like, I'm part Irish as well, so it's like, I mean, I'm not gonna discriminate against my own people, as even if they may have hated on me.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, so yeah, definitely. I don't know, but I was with someone for a really long time, so I don't know. I definitely believe in love. You know what I'm saying? Spread love. That's not just the Brooklyn way. That's the Ashleigh Rose way too. So
Yes. No, I'm with you. I used to have, but the thing is, I know I've gotten looks from some people when I'm with beautiful black women, and I used to do a joke that black men don't pay attention to black women unless they're with a white guy. Then they pay all the attention.
oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like I have been blessed to have been paid attention by all men of life, like different walks of life.
Right.
And many of them have been jealous of whomever I was next to. I think that's just flattery,
Yeah.
I think lots of, like, you can get stared at for a lot of reason. Being
Oh
stared at,
yeah.
having a beautiful woman next to you is not that big of a problem, right?
Right.
That's
No,
an
it's
affirmation that you made a good decision.
well, but it's not a look of, it's not even a look of anger. It's just a look of confusion and mild yeah. Yeah, just it's never like I'm gonna beat him up, but it's like, how the fuck did that happen? Is basically the look. But beyond that, so I didn't know, because I had assumed, because you have I for some reason I thought you had two kids, but you only have one kid. Is that right?
Yeah, I have one child. She's 3.5, and then I have a dog.
Right. Tell Nicole what your dog's name is.
Whiskey.
That's a great name for a dog.
Right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the only name he would answer from, because I rescued him. And at the time I was going through like an old fashioned whiskey craze. Like, that was just my go-to. And I wasn't even calling him. I was like, grab the whiskey. And he was like, hmm?
By those rules, my dog would be named Tequila.
Yes. We bring our dogs together. We got us a party. Okay.
Apparently so. I gotta get a dog.
You do. What?
Yeah,
Wait,
name
a
it
dog?
Absinthe.
His dog would be Absinthe.
My dog would be Absinthe. Yes. So, well, what was your whiskey of choice?
No, I mean, what's your dog's breed, Nicole?
Oh, I don't have a dog.
But-
I should get a dog. To keep up with you two, I would get a dog. I don't have a dog.
Okay. Okay.
See, this is the thing. I'm not, and I envy you. You can take care of a child. You can take care of a dog, and you can go out and be a terrific comedian. I could barely take care of myself. How do you do that?
I have a village. I have a village that really has come to my aid. I also had happy pills during a period, so that really helped. I have my Adderall, I have my meditation. I don't have insurance, so I have my castor oil and oregano oil. I just got a lot of things. My coffee, oh my goodness, my Nespresso machine,
Oh, I didn't know you're that into coffee.
I mean, my Nespresso machine was a gift. And yes, since then, I'm going to tell you something. Best coffee ever.
A little whiskey in it?
Hmm?
A little whiskey in it?
Yeah, I wait till I arrive to the spot and we drop a little in there,
Oh, okay.
A little flavor to my coffee. I'm trying to cut back on coffee, to be honest. I'm trying to get more sleep. Neither are working.
Well, now that the clubs are reopening, forget it.
So I had my chance.
Comedy's back, Nicole. Everything's open now in LA, it looks like.
Yay. I'm
Yeah.
going to come out and support your shows.
Come out. Oh my goodness. We're all so happy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, I was kind of happy with the little pandemic break because, you know, it gave me and hopefully other comics an opportunity to kind of recalibrate, ask yourself, like, you know, what are you doing? What do you want to do? You know,
Right.
a nap, write a thought down. So, you know.
And the interesting thing about your story is I didn't know this, but you were already married and you had a child, and then you did comedy rather than the other way around.
I did. Yeah. There's nothing like showing an entire room your vagina and then fisting you and checking your cervix for you to just get a great sense of humor and realize this is what you want to do, you know?
Are
No,
you cracking them up in the emergency room?
yeah, no, I wasn't in the I was cracking them up. I really, you know, at one point they were like, no, this is serious, Ashleigh. Like, we want to make sure that you're gonna have enough energy to push this baby out. And I was like, do we have to be serious right now? You know, like of all the times, I'm really going to open up as wide as I ever have. And you really just want me to keep a straight face, you know, like give me a break. So, you know, obviously I did what I wanted to. I told them all to shut the hell up. And that was probably the best decision ever. I was like, I promise you, there was no sound. No one was talking. I was like, I can do this. And I just like pushed her out. There was no screaming like the movies.
That's
And
not how long was birth?
yeah, it only took 45 minutes, like the actual like labor of her, because like I pushed her and then she came out. They handled the placenta and all that stuff, and then she was hungry. The baby was hungry. She came out thirsty and hungry, and she didn't need help. She literally just climbed her little self. She was like a little mole, just like coming up, and then she just grabbed my boob and she started drinking, and I was like, wow, I'm food. I really am food. Like,
Oh, I'm sure you've been food before.
I've been dessert, but I've never been a milk machine.
Tasty.
Yeah, and by the way, that milk, oh my goodness, that milk does wonders. I don't know why anyone hasn't talked about that. I would sometimes just squirt a little milk if she got a scratch or if I got a scratch, and it would heal like this. Like they have this new thing where people are taking their breast milk. Well, when I was having it, you can give yourself facials, wonders.
I've heard about that. I've heard about people doing placenta facials too.
Really? Is that now that one I haven't heard? So you're ahead of me.
Well, I've worked in the skin industry, but that's not typical treatment. But no, there's people that do all sorts of things with the placenta. I don't even want to get into it.
Some people eat them.
Yeah, they eat them. Some people put them on their face. All sorts of stuff.
I considered at the time. Let me tell you something. I considered the caplets, but I couldn't take the calls. The calls, they want to set up stuff and all that stuff. So it was like, yeah, placenta. I guess they're just going to donate to whatever they do at UCLA.
Right. Well, I'm surprised that the birth was so. I mean, I'm not surprised. I've seen pictures of your daughter. She seems lovely, and she's a very petite little girl. But I'm surprised that the birth was so short and painless, because I did see your stand-up from the Comedy Union.
Yeah, no.
You talk about the after effects.
Well, here's the thing. It's a lot of steps to this thing. Like before I even got to the labor, you have pre-labor. I mean, and mind you, I didn't know about all this stuff. So while I was on this ball, I was like breathing through these pains, but these nurses were like, listen, you're not going to get an award for this, ma'am. So if we don't get this epidural in you within the next centimeter, you're not going to get it. And I was like, you don't have to tell me twice. I was like, load me up. So right. I didn't really have a lot of pain after that. And I probably could have birthed her without it, but I was like, why would I put myself through that? Because let me tell you something. You make these little ice cubes, these ice cube panties with aloe vera, because your crotch is just obliterated. It is in so much pain that you don't even know if you can walk. Oh, I don't miss that.
Nicole was never going to have kids before. Now she's really not going to have kids.
Yeah, I'm not. No. To me, all right, this is just a fucked up thing to say, but it's kind of like the movie Alien. So first you have this thing growing inside of you for 9 months, then it rips itself out. That's how I look at it.
That was one of my favorite movies. I love Sigourney Weaver. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Like she wanted to come this way, and I was like, "Get back, go the other way," because they don't have entrance and exits, but you know, she
But
figured,
what I was referring to with the comedy union, and Nicole, you're really not going to like this. Apparently, your vagina transformed a bit.
oh yeah.
What
Yeah.
was what was a dessert is now a dinner,
That's true.
4-course dinner.
Holy shit.
That part, you cracked me up. That is true. My lips got so big and they didn't go back. And so those little bikinis, all that stuff, like this is real deal. It doesn't fit but one lip. So, you know, like when I went to take my kid like bathing, to swimming, I would have to get like granny, legit, like those granny type panties to go over because I mean, honestly, I'd say this joke. I didn't want a lip slip, but I mean, it's because I had one. I had a lip slip.
You had to.
And
You had a lip slip, really?
I did. Like, you know, there's a lot of things that I had to keep together. You know, your belly's trying to come back. You got milk in the boobs. Worried about a lip popping out wasn't the first thing on my agenda. I was like, don't want the kid to drown. You know, it's like the baby should.
Right.
Oh yeah. I mean, if your lips going to slip, that's a that's a good reason. But so now you wear like skateboard shorts to the pool, and so no.
No, now I don't care. Listen, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to get him a little thicker. But once you're in the water, no one can see. So I'm, you know.
No
Yeah.
more thong song for you.
Listen, thongs for me, I need to be at a beautiful beach, and that's not in LA.
Right.
You know.
The thong.
Thank
So did you do improv before comedy, or you did comedy before improv? When I say comedy, I mean stand-up comedy, because
No,
improv is comedy.
I'm thinking. I will probably say I did comedy before improv because I've always, like, even when I was doing, like, I did like some hosting, and so I used to be like a rally commissioner, and I used to write comedy and perform it. But the improv came after. That's when I actually went to UCB and took classes, both improv and characters, before UCB died. So
The Upright Citizens Brigade,
Yeah.
who was sacrificed to the COVID vaccine. I drive by it almost every day. And how is that? Because I've done improv. I've taken improv classes. Improv. My friend took a class at UCB. So I went to and taught and saw the improv. And there's no middle ground with improv. Either it's great or it sucks. And sometimes on stage, you'll see both with the same group.
yeah.
Was that your experience?
Yeah, you know, it's a whole nother world. Like, I always tell people, like, the comics are different. Like, stand-up comics are completely different than comedians. Like, and the crowds are different, and the way they communicate, all that's so different. So I was just happy to be able to get like an experience with it. Like, it added another layer of performance. You know, like, improv does teach you to kind of look at your environment and you know, and have fun. And improv is about making the other people look good. Okay. So when you see that situation happen, either they weren't trying to make the other person look good, or they honestly just didn't understand the game. So, you know, but once you're in it, you laugh at all that. Like, all that's fun because you start having these aha moments, like, that's what he did wrong. And then you catch eyes with someone else who's in the same moment. You're like, did you? Yes. And you guys both just start like geeking out over it. And then you step outside and you head over, you know, to the improv, and you're like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, all right, let's go in there. Like, the whole thing just changed. The whole energy just shifts. Improv people are terrified a lot of times to go to like comedy shows, stand-up comedy shows.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've done shows where they've combined the two. They've had improv troops and stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
That doesn't really go well. You got to do one or the other, I think. Yeah, it's now the first rule of improv, Nicole, is don't say no, don't deny what somebody's saying.
Right. You just go with it.
Yeah, somebody says you're a doctor. I know this has happened to me. Has anybody thrown something so preposterous to you that you wanted to deny it? You knew it would be funnier to deny it, but you had to go with it.
Yeah, I you know, honestly, usually it's not the first option that they throw out, because normally you can go anywhere, and the more preposterous, like, the more you can be the grounded person. But for me, it's like, once you've established the game and that person makes a decision that's like, maybe they didn't know the game we were playing, you know. But again, like that's what, I don't know, it's like improv will always be fun for me. I don't know, like I like being able to get into a room of people, of comics who are coming from different ways of life, and then what we're doing is making a like kind of like a blender of all of our comedy, because someone may be like, hey, that's not an honest way to respond, but they didn't grow up with them, right? So their
Right.
maybe deadpan sort of antics is, I just, I don't know, I think improv is really beautiful, and you can really see it if comedians go on screen, you know, like to do movies or television. I think that's where improv really elevates a scene. And I think since you've taken improv, that's why you're so good on stage. Like just like, you know, being able to kind of like, you know, shoot the shit with people, have a conversation. I mean, that could also be because you traveled a lot, you know, as a kid.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
you
I
were-
appreciate the compliment, but yeah, it's a combination of things. It was just I really learned how to rip with the crowd just honestly when I first started bombing, and then I got to fall back on something. I had to learn to write, and before I could learn to write, I had to, you know, I had to stay where you know, I just if somebody was yelling at me, I had to yell back, and I did some pretty rough places when I first started out. To the point when I would go to the nice places, I would have to scale it back a bit and not do as much crowd work as I was doing. But so you know, it's one of those things. But the improv, it's weird because it's like I tell people come up to me all the time, like, you know, they're starting stand-up comedy, and they're like, you know, I really want to get on Saturday Night Live, and I tell them I would do improv, I would not do comedy, because that's where they take people from.
Yeah.
They'll throw a stand-up comic once in a while, but it's mostly improv comics, and especially the Groundlings, UCB. That's where they're taking them.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you literally look at who's on there, you can literally see who went to UCB, who went to Groundlings, who went to iOS West before it went down, or you know, wherever else, basically. But I don't know. I personally am always a curious person, so I'll try it once. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think as a comic, as a comedian, like you can never have too many skills and tools up your arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just so many things that come your way. You know, I remember someone had got comic, I know, briefly got a cruise show back in the day with the cruises, and was like, you know, it's not what you think it is. You know, it's not, it's a whole nother, you know, set
Oh,
of
cruise ships?
Yeah. Have you done a cruise ship?
Oh no, I'm not. It's funny because I have a lot of friends that told me that have been trying to get on cruise ships, clean comedians,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not clean enough.
Mm,
So
true.
I'm a little out there for the cruise. I would love. I did a 1 day cruise as a private event, but I didn't do like a real cruise.
Okay.
I haven't been booked on like Carnival cruises, but you gotta be squeaky clean.
Yeah. I mean, I've got some clean stuff, but like I think I'm more of like a hotel, you know, nighttime. Like I would love to get a residency at a hotel.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that and the cruise ship is great. I mean, if you can get that gig, it's a great gig, and I've submitted for the gig. I told my friend, I don't know if you know Howard Berger. He's a comedian. He's been doing comedy for a long time.
I'll have to look him up. I don't, you know, I'm not good with names unless I've had a complete rapport with that person, you know.
Like he's been doing comedy so long. He wrote for Rodney Dangerfield. Like he's been doing
Okay,
comedy for a long time.
got it.
So he was telling me, he's like, I you know, I want to get on a cruise ship. I'm like, you know what they're looking for cruise ships? They had a I forget what Woody Allen movie it was, but they had like this guy who's like, hey, come on, we're going there, we're gonna do a show. I'm like, that's what they want, is a really energetic but clean comedian.
Mm.
So,
Kind of like for the talk shows, the warm-up comic that gets the crowd.
absolutely a warm-up comic, yes.
Got it.
And so, I think even they have to be clear in the warm-up comics. I saw, I think it was Frank Nicotero, I think. I did Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I sat in the audience, and he was warming up, and he was great, but it was he was a little naughty. He didn't say anything dirty, but he was a little naughty once in a while.
Yeah.
But what's the weirdest gig that you've ever done? Because I could tell you all sorts of things, but I'm just imagining, trying to imagine what you've done.
Goodness. You know, I don't know. 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 I don't know there's certain things that are very corny about me where I really try to put things into perspective. You know, I try not to think of things as like a bad thing, but more like, oh, it was a lesson or it was sort of a situation. I did like I think the weirdest one was like a family gathering that I was doing comedy for them where they were trying to paint. It was such a weird, family's weird. It's weird.
It was your family
My
gathering?
family.
Oh no, I don't do that.
And I'll
Yeah.
never do it again. And I don't recommend anyone do that because it's like they're listening for truth. They're not listening for humor. They're listening for facts. They're listening for names, key dates, like, you know, and then you can't roast them. The only person I've been able to successfully roast in my family are my parents, my mom and my dad. Everybody else is too sensitive. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, so that was weird. I've
I tell my family come to a show, or and then I every now and then my cousins, I'll be visiting, and they have little kids. They're like, tell them a joke. He tells jokes. Tell a joke, and you're like, oh geez, I don't have any kids jokes.
right.
So you go on your phone, you like scroll for kids jokes.
Oh, I mean, I hate to be that asshole comic, you know, but it's like I'm not a clown. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that this is not, I don't know, if you want a knock joke, I mean, go get a meme. Like, here, go get a meme. They're hella funny. They get straight to the point. Like, you know, they're like, well, just speed it up for me. Yeah, I definitely didn't record myself, so I can't speed this real life up for you either. You know, then you're like, you come across as like, you know, a dick. And it's like, well, yeah, that's probably more accurate to the comedy that I'm giving than what you thought I was going to be giving. You know, like,
Did they at least pay you for being at the family gathering?
yeah, not enough.
Well, that's nice. Your family pays you to be at the family gathering. Yeah, I just,
I'll never do it again.
yeah, that sounds like a nightmare.
I'll never do that again. But I will say, like, the weirder the sort of shows, sometimes it's like it becomes like, I don't know, fun, right? Like things get weird. I don't know. I don't mind. Like, I don't mind curveballs. I've always been that person who kind of like, I don't know. I don't mind. You know, hecklers suck. But, you know, every once in a while, a good heckler will keep you on your toes, you know, remind you that you're not in autopilot, right?
Yeah.
So.
I actually, funny you should say that. I did a show, and it was broadcast, and they were heckling me from behind, and that
What?
threw me, because if you're facing them, you can deal with it. If they're behind you with a megaphone that's louder than the microphone that you have, they were in the show, but it was just the whole
That's
thing.
so rude. That is so crazy rude.
Were they must have been like completely drunk.
Well, it was part of the show. It was the Green Jello show, and they have puppets, and it's all sorts. And so I guess the whole bit was like, they didn't tell me, but the whole bit was like, because they heckled Marty Ross too, and he's like 85, but but they had me, and they didn't tell me like, oh, we're gonna fuck with your act too, and they did. So now I know. And then he's like, are you coming this week? I'm like, no. So, but I'll come in a couple of weeks, and I'll be better prepared for anything. But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who wasn't heckling you, and this must have been quite a. I was in the audience, and I just was feeling the energy. This must have been a great moment for you when you got in the finals of the Portland Comedy Festival, and I had Tamer, who won the festival in January, and we were talking about it. That crowd, that energy was amazing.
Amazing. Portland, I give it up for Portland because they really do support the arts. Like, they come through, you know what I mean? Almost like they're little babies and their parents are like, you will support the arts and you will get a sense of humor. Get out there. Don't leave Portland, but get out there. And then they show up because Harvey's was amazing. Everyone who came through, even like the surrounding restaurants, et cetera, everybody was just like, oh yeah, we know what's going on. You know, I know it's a smaller city, but you know, it was really nice. The energy on the stage. Gosh, that was, can we just talk about the Portland Comedy Festival as a whole? Like,
that's what I was going. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Sure.
They put it on.
Dante and Rebecca.
put on an incredible festival. You know, you and I both know we've been to different festivals,
Yes.
and some of them are stale, or some of them it's not quite understood what was the objective. But this one, like, I've never been where the comics were able to have space and downtime to actually get to know each other, not just like, oh, follow me on Instagram. Actually, like, yo, let's talk about this, let's kick it. They had all the things you needed for food and health, whatever, to stay. And then they actually filled the rooms with fans of comedy.
Mhm.
Oh, what?
It was terrific. What I like, there's a lot that I liked about it. First off, I liked the comedians that they chose.
That
There's
that
a very good variety of comedians, but and it all led up to that final night, or that not that I think there was another show after, but that night. And I've been in showrooms that were that full,
mhm.
but I've rarely been in showrooms that had that kind of energy. And not only that, everybody that was in the finals, and you could pick the other 20 comics that weren't in the finals and probably put them on that stage, just all just had a moment that were amazing,
It was
That's great. That's fucking awesome.
including Ashleigh.
I wish I think someone had like, man, I think someone had like some clips one day. Well, maybe they'll get them, but it really was. And not only that, let me just tell you how bomb it is. Because comics, we can sometimes be up our own asses. We were supporting other comics. Like, I remember after I went up, I was in the back actually watching, actually listening. You know, I
Mhm.
had other comics who were like, hey, Ash, I listened to your other show and I like how you switched this around. I mean, it couldn't have gotten like any more, you know, like, I don't know,
Supportive.
bubble. But yeah, but didn't it feel like we were in like this bubble of like,
There was a bubble, yeah.
you had someone having your back, you had someone to your right, to your left, you could lean forward, you could fall, and it was like there was like a group of people that were right there to lift you up. That was magical. It really was.
Yeah, it was an ideal form of comedy. And it's funny because I know there was somebody that was on there, and the thing is, it just everybody that went on in the finals just had just a crazy killer set and numerous applause breaks. And I know somebody came up to me and they're like, they had such a great set, they were disappointed that they lost. I'm like,
Oh.
you know, you could give the prize to anybody. Everybody had such a great set. And he's
Oh.
like, you know what, you're right.
See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you were there to kind of give that out, where, as you know, that could be a moment where we fall into like a depression or something, you know, like, oh, I thought I was supposed to. But I don't know, for me, it was like getting to the finals. It was like getting on that stage, just like being amongst such the finalists that were up there, and seeing others who could have very much been up there in the back, like not being all like, you know, shady and like, I'm here really to support. Oh,
Right.
and then I met you. Like, we met in
We've done a couple shows before. We didn't
I know, but we got to like really like have a
really
conversation.
talk. Yeah.
Good to see you. You know, we got to kick it, and oh man, I hope, you know, that's one thing I do hope they bring back. I mean, I don't know how they would do it with given all the pandemic, but that was an incredible show. And
It was
you're right.
virtual last year. Yeah, it was virtual last year.
Oh,
But we'll see what happens this year. Now that everything's kind of opening up. Also, the guy who owned Harvey's, he saw me in Vegas last year before the pandemic, and so we're definitely going to do a Halloween thing out over there.
what? Holla. You
That's
know,
the other thing.
it's my favorite.
Well, hey, we'll see what happens. Maybe, yeah. Nicole, this comedy club where we performed at Harvey's that we're talking about in Portland, underneath the comedy club, they have these underground tunnels where the Chinese that were working on the railroad would sleep.
Yes.
And apparently it's haunted.
I was gonna say it sounds haunted.
Yes. So he wanted to do a whole show and a tour, and you know, when we did the festival, it was October, so it was too quick to get booked. We were talking the following year, then you know there's a global pandemic, so 2021 I think we're gonna figure it out. But now what was you love Halloween? What was the Ashleigh costume of choice when you were a little girl?
First of all, I've had multiple costumes for Halloween since I was a kid. Like, I do changes, you know what I mean? I was what was I? I was a witch. That was always a go to. Like, I loved being a witch. Like, this is my witch sound. It goes been doing that since I was like 5. Okay, ridiculous. I always loved the villains in all of the movies, the kid movies. Ursula, what up? Shout out to Ursula, Scar, all them holding it down. Yeah, and I always like dressing up. So like when people come to my spot, they always see like, Ashleigh, why do you have all this? Like, what is all this? And I'm like, that's just costumes. Like, I just like it. I live for it. And so I always had a Halloween party also. I used to always have a Halloween party at the house. Like, I don't know, I love it. And actually, I did speak to the owner of Harvey's actually after that. I was supposed to come up. So drop that name, remind him, you know, I have
Yes.
family in Portland.
I've got people I can stay with too. So yeah, we'll
Right?
figure out. Hey, who knows what's gonna? Yeah, we'll see what happens. Halloween, because I know some burlesque performers and other things. It's gonna be a whole show. So I will keep you in mind. But well, how much fun is Ashleigh?
I like her a lot. I was just thinking you two should go on the road together. That'd be a good match.
I think so.
I'm telling you.
But I've got two questions for you, and then I know where's the time go? It's almost been an hour.
We've been having fun.
We've just been having so much fun. I have a theory, and I wanted to check this. I'm going to check this with every female guest. Now, our guest next week is going to be the Dom, Mistress Megan, who actually has her subs dress up as animals that become her pets. But so I don't need to ask her this question. But I have a theory that every woman under the age of 40 had a goth phase at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Ashleigh,
Yeah,
do you have a goth phase?
I feel like internally, I don't know how, I definitely had an internal goth emo phase for sure. Like I definitely am a loner, to be honest. And I definitely didn't feel like I fit in. And so yeah, 100%. I remember, but my mom wouldn't allow it. So let me just tell you, my mom was like, you know, okay, like if I was doing my makeup, if I wore black, to just, she was interjecting and she was calling on Jesus. Okay, so that's real. That is some real stuff. So then was short, limited moments when mom was like gone, which she probably never was. Probably, which is why I got into theater at a young age. You know, you want to express yourself. I feel like when people are into goth, it's like, look, you just want to let your freak flag fly.
Yes.
That's it. You just want to do you. You just want to live your life, and other people keep interjecting. So, you know, yeah, definitely. I had a phase. Probably it couldn't have been long. Like I said, mom was not playing about Jesus. Okay.
Right.
Like, I'm like, this Jesus gets around, don't he? Talking to my mom and talking to my grandma. I'm like, goodness, Jesus, can you call someone else so I can live my life?
I don't know. I think Jesus might have been goth.
Jesus
He
100.
didn't smile a lot. You know, he was always kind of. I have a theory that Scarface was goth, but that's a whole other thing. But Jesus, now that I think about it, he had his goth. He wore white, but you know, I don't think they had a lot of dye back then, and you know, he didn't smile a lot. He just sort of was. And he always had the good wine. He had the rosé, so you know, I don't know.
Anything about the rosé, let's come on. Got a little sprinkle of goth in there.
Plus, he died and came back, so he's technically a vampire. So I think Jesus might, you know, might be goth. But you did segue into our final question, and we ask this of every guest. What is your fetish?
My fetish.
What do you like sexually? A kink, something weird that you like. That looks like
I don't mind. I don't. Okay,
support.
I mean, there's a few things. Okay, I don't know how bad. I don't mind being recorded. Like I like making shows. Like I like that.
Oh, you like people to tape you?
Yeah. I mean, obviously it has to be with, you know, the right person. And also, I like being spanked, not whipped.
Right.
Okay? We will not ever go back down that road of being whipped. No. That's just post-traumatic syndrome, epigenetics. But you can spank. I love to be spanked. And I feel like I would be into some like, what is it? What's the material of the kink? Like it's like plastic or something.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm down.
Like latex?
Yes, I've always wanted to put on some latex. Yes.
All right.
Yes, I think that would be amazing. And some high heels, because I am not wearing heels anymore. I was like, say that is for the birds. I've enjoyed this pandemic. These bunions need a break. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I understand that.
But in the bedroom, heels? Yes.
How high?
I mean, does it matter?
Some people.
Touch me.
there's a few uses for the heel depending on how
Right.
people are.
Stepping on someone's face. I got you, and stepping otherwhere.
Yeah.
I just like the way my feet look when they're up above someone's head.
Okay.
I'm
I'll
down here
do that.
and they're up there, and my little feet are up by their shoulders. And that's what the
Do
heel
you have high heels on, or just in general?
doesn't matter. Like I wear boots most of the time, which is equally sexy, but that's what the
Okay.
high heels are for. So you can see them on each side of the guy's face while he's fucking you.
Wait, you need to send me a link to where you're buying these boots, honey. Okay, because
Oh, we
yeah,
can hook you up. No, she got a deal on the boots that she was bragging about the last
Yeah.
show. The whole
No,
thing.
they were like $107 retail, but I got them for $17.99 because I bought them on clearance.
woo, yes. Again,
I've got a secret for you, Ashleigh.
Yeah.
Ross.
Really? Okay.
Well,
Okay.
Nicole like wears combat boots, which I find very hot on a woman. But like,
Yeah, me
like
too.
Doc Martens. I actually like that better than high heels myself.
Wait, they have Doc Martens at Ross now.
I think
Well, this
they've
was
always
a
had them.
French brand.
That's not
It
what
was
you
not
got,
Doc
but
Martens. They were like $107 boots. Like that's what it said on the tag.
Nice. No, I'm a bargain babe. Like, listen, I loves me some Ross, okay? Because Ross,
Marshalls.
well, I
TJ
just
Maxx.
discovered Marshalls, because I had Home Goods and I had Ross by me, and I had TJ Maxx, so I didn't have Marshalls, but I love all those.
But let me ask you now. You said you like to tape yourself, and you like to watch it.
Yeah,
So you turn yourself on watching yourself.
yeah. That's really bad, right? Like to love
No,
yourself.
No,
that's
if I look like you, I would turn myself on. It just,
No, I think everybody should look at. Listen, I didn't always have like self-love. You know what I'm saying? And so I think as I was on this road to like loving myself more and loving me for who I am, I was like, well, damn, girl, you got to love yourself also in the bedroom too. And
oh yeah.
I am a performer, so it would be no wonder, I want to tape myself.
Is it like a comedy tape? You're like, oh, I messed up that stroke. That just that didn't.
No, but I will say that I have been told that I'm funny. Well, how like that.
Yes, you're a fucking comedian. Yes, you're right.
But I'm not trying. Like, I guess it's because like I will just say whatever comes to my mind. You know what I mean? Where I think some people don't. But if something's needs to happen, it needs to happen.
Well, I think Nicole's figured that out by now, and I've known that for a little bit. It's been too long since I've talked to you, Ashleigh.
I know.
We got to do this some more often.
Oh, please, anytime. Like, honestly, I was so happy you hit me up and that person dropped, whatever, because I was like, I will slide through.
yeah.
And we'll all go. I'll go to Ross and shop. Now, Mother's Day. This is gonna be the third Mother's Day for you, or fourth?
Yeah, third. Well, did I celebrate 1, 2? No, this would be my third.
Okay. Oh, wait a second. That's Nicole's plumber.
Right.
But
We're zealous with that knock.
yeah. What did you get? Last year was a pandemic. That doesn't even count.
I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything last year. The year before, I think we had brunch and I got a massage. I got like a gift card for a massage.
That's pretty good for a 1-year-old.
It was 1-year-old. Yeah, she did really well. This year, this is the first time I'm going to actually be with my mom. So it's going to be my mom, myself, and my daughter.
Oh, that's so nice.
So I think we're going to really have some fun, pop some rosé. I mean, honestly, all I really want is a break. Like, I want my mom to take my
That's nice. And
but, I'll take some rosé, and I'm actually going to try to spoil my mom. I haven't been able to, and honestly, I don't need anything besides my child to be happy. I mean, that's just at this point in the juncture, I just want her to like want to still kick it with me just a little bit, at least for an hour, so we can, hang out, and she can tell me to buy her something, because that's really what it comes down to. It's like, mommy, I want this, and then she'll tell me, mommy, you're so cute. You're so cute. It's okay. I'm like, who are you? Like, these kids. God.
Well, Ms. Rose, this has been a delight. Before we go, tell us non-breeders, what is the best thing about being a mother?
Gosh, let's see. That you always have someone who's in the receiving mode of receiving your love. Always. It is not saying they're going to give it back to you. Okay. Don't get it twisted. These children will turn their backs on you. Okay. But having a kid, it's just the most beautiful thing because you actually get to watch them from the moment they come into this earth as they kind of evolve. And if you're smart enough, you really won't taint them. You won't project your idealisms and things like that on them. And you'll watch that these little creatures already had an idea of what they wanted to do in this life. So, they take some of the work off your hands. And then, like I said, like you can always just give them love. Like they want it. Oh, it is just amazing. That is amazing.
You've always got somebody to love.
Yeah. Isn't that what we all want is some love? We want to be loved. We want to give love. We want to receive love. We want to do loving things. We want to talk about it without people shutting us down for love, like for the love of this and the love of that,
Well, for the love of everything, we love having you on the show. We love catching up with you, and we're definitely gonna be doing some more shows in the future. I'm gonna probably be booking some things in the summer, so I'm definitely keeping you in mind. And Halloween at Harvey's, I'm gonna email them right when I get off here, and we'll see if we can hook that up. Ashleigh, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you, your website, and all of your social media.
So I actually have a link tree that's official Ashleigh on Linktree. But you can always go to @official Ashleigh, ASHLEIGH. My website right now says Ashleigh something, but I just bought the domain, so it will be Ashleigh Rose with an accent over the E because I'm extra. But hit me up. I'm always like available. If you missed all that, just message Dark Mark. Like he will hook you up. Like,
I will hook you up.
So thank you so much, you guys, for having me. Like honestly, Dark Mark, seeing you has just always made me happy. And Nicole, it's been a pleasure to meet you as well. You guys are a great team. I like this.
Thank you. I look forward to watching together on stand up. Like I think you two should really have a show together, and I will come out and I will support. I'll bring friends.
We did do some shows together. I was actually on his show. What was the spot in NoHo that?
Oh, CIA. Well, yeah, they're reopening in June, so we'll figure it out.
Awesome.
But there's so many new clubs opening up. I'm gonna do shows like that, like maybe a Comedy Chateau or one of these new clubs open up. We're talking. So, Nicole, tell Ms. Rose how she can get a hold of you.
So I am at Nicole6Books on Instagram, and I am a horror author. So if you like scary stuff, you can just Google my book series, Some Fucked Up Shit, and buy a copy. If you are looking for help with your social media management, drop me a DM and I will help you, as I've helped 10 other people recently get more followers that are real, that will give you real likes, and will really support your work. So if you're looking to expand your Instagrams, just send me a direct message.
And that was Nicole?
Nicole6Books.
Okay, got you.
SIXX.
I'll follow you back right away.
Dope.
And Nicole, if I can ask you a social media question before we can leave.
Yeah.
Why is everybody getting so many Facebook friend requests?
That I don't know. Okay, so Facebook is like this foreign animal that I can't control. Because like I understand statistics and stuff, and Facebook just does its own thing. Like Instagram, I get it. It's real simple. I find the right demographic, boom, we're in there. But Facebook, they make it so hard. Like you have to pay for everything, and they have these crazy algorithms. I have no idea.
It's not just me. Like everybody, like 4 months ago, like you'll get like 3 likes on your post, but you'll get 20 friend requests, and maybe 2 are legit.
Well, my theory is that that you have a mutual friend, and that Facebook prompted them.
Okay, well, you're probably right. Anyway,
you might know this person, and they're like, I'll click on that person to get more friends. Some people just go and add a bunch of people just so they can make themselves a professional page at 5,000 followers. I don't do that. I like the personal page. I like to connect to people. So, but other people do just go add everybody that they can in a hurry to get to 5,000 followers.
Well, I'll have to talk. We'll have to talk because I've gotten a whole bunch of that too. Like I thought, I don't even know. I was like certain, like if it was 50 people or more that we had in common, I was like, whatever.
Yeah, I sift for them very carefully.
Really? See, I haven't, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think like I don't even
50 is a good number though. They can't fool 50 people.
you know, like, but you never know. It's been kind of crazy. Wait, are we off air yet?
Not yet. Go Goth Comedian on all social media. Everybody have a wonderfully creepy week. Bye.
Bye.